Education. Today's date is January 2nd, 2024. Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Welcome to a meeting of the Board of Education of the Borough of Watchung. Please be advised that this and all meetings of the board are open to the public and media, consistent with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Laws of 1975, and that the advance notice required therein has been provided. This is a regular meeting of the Board of Education of the Borough of Watchung, at which formal action may be taken. This meeting is being live streamed on the district website, where a recording of the meeting also will be posted. The public will have an opportunity to be heard as shown on the agenda at points in the meeting provided for the public to address the board. Recording or photographing, other than for private personal use, requires the consent of parents, guardians, whose children may be included in the image. I will now announce the results of the election. The annual school election of the Watchung Borough School District, County of Somerset was held on November 7th, 2023. Number of registered voters, 5,231. Number of votes cast, 4,327. The official results of the school election for the three-year terms were Jennifer Aguilera, 780. Danielle Amadeo, 796. Gail O'Donnell, 611. Fatima Santos, 749. Samita Saraswat, 683. Kanya Usle, 691. And there were 17 write-ins. We will now administer the oath of office to the newly elected members, Jennifer Aguilera, Danielle Amadeo, and Fatima Santos. If you would please stand and raise your right hand.
I was just going to take a picture. All right.
Okay. Please repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Jennifer Amadeo,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same and to the governments
to the same and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and this state,
and this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
so help me God.
so help me God.
I state your name,
I, Jennifer Amadeo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I possess the qualifications prescribed by law
that I profess the qualifications prescribed by law
for the office of member of the Board of Education,
for the office of the member of the Board of Education,
that I am not disqualified as a voter
that I am not disqualified as a voter
pursuant to RS 19-4-1,
pursuant to RS 19-4-1,
nor disqualified due to conviction of crime or offense
nor disqualified due to conviction of crime or offense
listed in NJS 18A:12-1,
listed in
NJS 18A:12-1,
and I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform all the duties
and justly perform all the duties
of that office
of that office
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Yeah, you should have something to sign and return to Ernie.
Okay, I will now do a roll call. Santos.
Here.
Amadeo.
Here.
Aguilera.
Here.
Jouett,
Here.
Ingracia,
Here.
Harvey,
Here.
Gonzalez,
Here.
Friese,
Here.
and Buccarelli. Absent. All right, we have a quorum. Okay, as part of the reorganization meeting, now I will entertain and receive nominations for office of President of the Watchung Borough Board of Education. Do I have any nominations?
I'd like to nominate Phyllis Jouett.
Do I have a second?
I do. I second.
Are there any other nominations?
I'd like to nominate myself, Manuel Gonzalez.
Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay. Are there any other nominations? All right. Hearing no additional nominations, the floor is now closed, and we will take a vote. The way that we will receive the votes for the position of president, as I call out your name, if you would, please indicate the person that you wish to vote for the office of president. Okay. All right, Mr. Friese.
Manuel.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Manuel Gonzalez.
Mrs. Harvey.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Mr. Gracia.
Mrs. Jouett.
Mrs. Jouett.
Mrs. Jouett.
Mrs. Aguiliaro.
Mr. Gonzalez.
Mr. Amadeo.
Mr. Gonzalez.
And Ms. Santos.
Mrs. Jouett.
The vote is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Mr. Gonzalez and 3 for Mrs. Jouett. Mr. Gonzalez, you have been duly elected as the new president of the Board of Education for Watchung Borough. Congratulations.
We will now nominate elect the board vice president. The floor is now open to receive the nomination for the office of the vice president of the Watchung Board of Education.
I nominate Phyllis Jouett.
Is there a second?
I second to it.
Second nomination?
You can ask
Ask for a
the-
second nomination.
Okay. Is there a second nomination? Is there a second nomination for vice president?
I nominate Mohammed Frisch.
Second?
I'll second that.
Is there a third nomination? Seeing that there's no third nomination, we're now hearing no further nominations. The floor is now open to a motion to close the nomination. I move forward the nomination to be closed. We will now vote the office of vice president.
We need a second.
Oh, she's second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We will now vote the office for vice president. Mr. Turner, roll call, please.
Okay, Santos,
Mrs. Jouett?
Amadeo,
Frege.
Aguilario,
Frege.
Jouet,
Jouett.
Ingracia,
Mrs. Jouet,
Harvey,
Mr. Frage,
Gonzalez,
Mohammed Fraish.
Frege,
Myself.
and Booker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. By a vote of 5 for Mr. Frege and 3 for Mrs. Jouet, Mr. Frege, you are now duly elected Vice President of the Board of Education.
For today, right?
Mr. Ingracia, I think you need to switch seats.
It's okay for today.
I'm happy to do it.
Okay. Seats. That's why I said it doesn't matter. Okay. Thanks, you guys.
Okay, at this moment, we're going to go into comments of the public. We welcome input from the public. There are 2 times during this meeting when the public is invited to speak. The first opportunity to comment on agenda items only. The second opportunity for the public comment is towards the end of the meeting. Total allotted time for the public comments is 30 minutes. Before you make your comments, please state your name, municipality of residence, and if you are representing an organization. In the event it appears that the public comment portion of the meeting may exceed 30 minutes, the presiding officer may limit each statement made by the participant to 3 minutes duration. Our public forums are not structured as question and answer sessions, but rather are offered as opportunities to share input with the board. In instances where the board feels response is needed, the presiding officer or superintendent will address the comment. New Jersey statutes do not permit the board to discuss personnel or hiring in any public session. Names of students should not be used. Members of the public should consider their comments in light of legal rights of those affected and identified in their comments, and be aware that they are personally legally responsible with potentially liability for comments that they make in the board. The board shall not be held liable for comments made by members of the public. Are there any comments from the public at this moment? Hearing that there are no comments, we will move in action to action items. Mr. Frage, can you please move action items 1?
I move to adopt the New Jersey School Board Members Code of Ethics. Whereas it is recommended that each year Boards of Education review and endorse the New Jersey School Boards Association Code of Ethics, thereby affording individual members the opportunity to declare themselves willing to abide by these principles. The following action will renew this commitment.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Are we going to read them out individually? Yes, great, thanks.
Oh, there's more, right?
So, yeah, where do you have?
With no further discussions, Mr. Turner will facilitate reading the Code of Ethics, and then roll call, please.
Okay. Mrs. Harvey, if you would, please read Code of Ethics number 1, please.
Sure. I will uphold and enforce all laws, state board rules and regulations, and court orders pertaining to schools. Desired changes should be brought only through legal and ethical procedures.
Thank you. If you would read number 2, please.
I will make decisions in terms of the educational welfare of children and will seek to develop and maintain public schools which meet the individual needs of all children regardless of their ability, race, creed, sex, or social standing.
Thank you.
I will confine my board action to policy making, planning, and appraisal, and will help to frame policies and plans only after the board has consulted those who will be affected by them.
I will carry out my responsibility not to administer the schools, but together with my fellow board members to see that they are well run.
I will recognize that authority rests with the Board of Education and will not make any personal promises nor take any private actions which may compromise the board.
I will refuse to surrender my independent judgment to special interests or partisan political groups, or to use the schools for personal gain or for the gain of friends.
I will hold confidential all matters pertaining to the schools which, if disclosed, will needlessly injure individuals or the schools. In all other matters, I will provide accurate information and, in concert with my fellow board members, interpret to the staff the aspirations of the community for its school.
Okay, I will vote to appoint the best qualified personnel available after consideration of the recommendation of the superintendent.
And Mrs. Harvey, if you would do number 9.
We're on 9, right? I will support and protect school personnel in proper performance of their duties.
I will refer all complaints to the superintendent and will act on such complaints at public meetings only after failure of an administrative solution.
Any further discussion?
Any further discussion? Mr. Turner, roll call, please.
Jouett?
Approved. Number 10?
No, you're voting on to adopt the code of ethics, all of them.
All 10.
All 10? Okay. Approved continuation of New Jersey School Board Association membership? No?
No, that's number 2. We're just, action item 1 is the code of ethics.
And that's what we did.
You read it, but now we're voting to accept it.
I accept it.
Amadeo?
Yes.
Harvey?
Yes.
Aguilera?
Yes.
Ingracia?
Yes.
Santos?
Yes.
Gonzalez?
Yes.
And Friege?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Ms. Amadeo, can you please move actions 22 through to 22?
Just number 2, right?
2 all the way through 22.
2 through 22.
Okay, so approve continuation of New Jersey School Boards Association membership. 3, establish time and place of board meetings. I'm not reading all of that, right?
Just a headline is fine.
4, designate official newspapers. 5, adopt parliamentary procedures. 6, approve annual appointments. 7, approve depositories. 8, approve authorized signatures. 9, authorize agents for requesting federal and state funds. 10, authorize implementation of budget. 11, designate petty cash accounts custodians. 12, designate school funds investor. 13, adopt uniform minimum chart of accounts. 14, approve disability insurance plans. 15, approve tax shelter annuity companies. 16, designate claims approver. 17, designate line item transfers approver. 18, continue current contracts. 19, authorize procurement of goods and services through state contract. 20, approve cooperative pricing system participation. 21, authorize the interim and permanent business administrator to invest funds in the New Jersey Asset and Rebate Management Program. And 22, approve affirmative action grievance procedures.
Second.
Second.
Any further discussions? Mr. Turner, roll call, please.
Mr. Frisch?
Yes.
Mr. Gonzalez?
Yes.
Ms. Aguilario?
Yes.
Mr. Ingracia?
Yes.
Ms. Santos?
Yes.
Ms. Amadeo?
Yes.
Mrs. Duet?
Yes.
And Ms. Harvey?
Yes.
Motion's passed.
Is there any new or old business from the board? Are there any additional comments from the public? Seeing that there are no further comments, may I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Meeting adjourned.